At least this time around I hit the good timing on the keeper video.
Yep.
Yes, this time the volume is going down, so you know when it's so high up and volume is going down.
I can increase my mic if you want.
Wait, say something. Wait.
Hello,
say something.
test.
Yeah, you can increase your increase your
Better
mic
now?
for like say something now.
Now it's better.
Say something now.
Or nothing has
Yeah,
changed.
no, it's better. Yeah.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Okay. At least for once, no technical difficulties.
Yeah, after 1 year, we manage, you know.
So yeah, as I was saying, you know, so keeper will probably go low. We'll see where that ends up. Wait, you posted it, right?
Yep.
Okay, then let's give it a couple of minutes so people can join.
Hello, Bilal.
Yes, everything is okay. Oh, hello, yep. We now know that everything is okay. We kind of had to listen to ourselves for a moment. Oh yeah, we'll not play with the chips right now. Would not be a good idea. Ethereum is the one who we have to fear right now. It's not the Bitcoin, it's Ethereum, man. It's Ethereum. That's gonna be an interesting say today. Yeah. And you know who we are missing, Arnaud? We are missing Satoshi.
Yep, that's right.
I am short on BTC. It's good or bad? Please reply. Well, let me tell you, it's much worse than. I mean, it's worse. It would be better if you would be short on Ethereum at this time, because Bitcoin, although it looks a little bit bad, it's not bearish yet. But it's not the worst short if you took it here, around here. It's not the worst short, but then do have your stop loss up here, right? But Ethereum, you will see that Ethereum is much better to be shorted. Okay, I guess we can get started. Sadly, there's no Satoshi. Oh my gosh, Arnaud, our hearts has been broken. We should say the Satoshi streak.
I don't know if
has
we
been
can
broken.
do the stream. I don't know.
So you know, first when you ask me if the Bitcoin is bullish or bearish, you know, come on, just you click on daily, you zoom it out, man, this is very bullish. You know, this is still very much bullish, a lot bullish, right? Even when you go down to 4 hours, yes, you have done a little bit of a pullback, but look, man, you haven't lost anything to the left side. So yes, this is bullish. So right now, I will get to this reasoning later for Ethereum. But when I look at Bitcoin, Bitcoin is not the one I would short, right? It's mostly the one I would long. And yes, if it breaks down, it can also break down. Why not? We are, essentially speaking, if we go again on a higher time frames, we are at our area that we say that we are going to be looking for breakdowns. So yeah, that's why I'm going to call you short. It's not bad. Even though it's not optimal, it's not bad. Why? Because the reward from your stand of point, if you short it up here, like you said, reward is immense, right? Look at this. Bitcoin can go at least to here or possibly even down here, right? Okay, maybe even a bit lower here. So yes, your reward is absolutely fabulous at this point if you catch this one, right? It's almost $2,000 at that point. So yeah, I wouldn't say shorting Bitcoin right now is not a bad idea at all, because if you look at from reward, but definitely if you're shorting without stop loss, then it's a crazy idea. That is also one truth. Especially, you gotta remember one thing. This is election week, guys. Today, I think today or tomorrow, we will get to know who won the elections, and this can affect markets bad or good. You know, I'm not even really sure what will happen if Trump wins. If Trump wins, I guess if Trump wins, it's not too many bad things will happen. I mean, the guy is very pro for markets. Biden is less pro for markets, that's for sure. So if Biden wins, I do think the price could spiral down a little bit, and definitely we could see bigger pullbacks. If Trump wins, I don't think many things will change. That's just my 2 cents when it comes to it, right? So yeah, when we're looking at Bitcoin, still not much else to say, but you got 2 scenarios. either break the 14k and go to 17k, or we're gonna be making a pullback. But now speaking of which, right, mentioning pullbacks, Ethereum in this case is a lot better in this case, right? Okay, so Ethereum is still undecisive in the box that we have made, right? But if you look at it at the current structure, right? So first, if we analyze it from a higher time frames, you can still see that it's still bullish, right? It's still bullish. We are hanging above this zone. We are still bullish, right? The only problematic point of this is that we are a little bit less bullish than we are on Bitcoin, right? And especially you're kind of slowly breaking down, right? You're kind of creating smaller and smaller, tighter and tighter, structures. So now if you zoom down to 4 hours, I would be much safer if I would have short something like this on Ethereum with a stop loss above the top, right? I do think that would be a much safer opportunities than the one on the Bitcoin, right? For Ethereum, it is falling behind still. It is falling by still. Even if you check Ethereum Bitcoin chart, you can see that we got wrecked on that trade and it's still going under, right? It's still going under. So for now, I am done with knife catching Ethereum Bitcoin chart. I'm not gonna knife catch it anymore. For that, I will rather wait for a reversal, right? Something like this, but with actual meaning. It has to gain something to the left side. And this time around, it doesn't gain anything, right? So now this chart, basically this whole side and this side can be deleted. We can remove all the drawings because all of the trades have been done. And yes, I do know that a trade is going down here, is optimal down here. If we also reach down here, obviously, right? But I'm not going to knife catch it anymore. I'm not going to say now that this is a available trade. It is a available trade, but I will wait for it once it comes down here and sees what it's actually going to do, because the knife catching positions in my case are not in my books anymore, because there's no point, right? There's too much alts or too much breaking down for you to be just so willingly nilly going into these trades, without any repercussions. Sorry, let me just move this entry just a little bit up. And yes, I will also make video about Ethereum Bitcoin about this trade anyways. So let me check the chart. Bad token, good or bad? Yes, we will check it out. Vince, thank you, sir. No one else? No, no, relax. Yes, Spila. Vince, I want to stack up on Algo band, but alts are getting crushed. Will with alts rise again? Yes, Bitcoin dominance chart. Let's go back to that one, right? And if you remember, the last time we said, oh god, we hope that this is going to be the top for Bitcoin dominance, but it sure is not, right? So right now we've seen after it's gaining, now we can see that it's probably going to attack this area, right? So it can still be a while before alts will rise, right? So because Bitcoin for going there, it still has a good, a little bit less than 2%, or worst case scenario is 4% to get there, right? And so alts could still get crushed very much. Now I know this has been going on for some while, that alts will sooner or later now have to, kind of have that relief territory. And you're probably right, yes. But so far, until Bitcoin starts rejecting and going sideways, there's still going to be issue with alts. And you can see all the alts money is flowing into the Bitcoin, right? You can see that by the dominance chart. And we are again above 60 levels of dominance as we expected. And now going towards 66, 65%, right? That is gonna be, it is quite close to it anyway, so we'll see what's gonna happen there, right? And yeah, if that happens, if Bitcoin just cleanly breaks off 14k now, shit, right? The dominance still has ways to go, because yes, if Bitcoin clearly breaks 14k, it can go all the way up to 17k, which where it kind of leaves us with that giant gap. So Bitcoin might as well stop somewhere here in between as well, and I'm not seeing that point at the moment, because I don't see there's any significant. If I zoom in here, right, I don't see a point of significance inside this structure, inside this gap momentarily, that I would say, right? But I guess Bitcoin can still stop somewhere in this gap. And for me, I'm not gonna try to hunt any of this gap or anything, right? If it's gonna go sideways as we did here, right, I'm gonna take a short, right? Or here we took one short as well, right? I'm gonna take a short, right? Because it's getting overextended. Rewards are getting pretty good, so sooner or later it's gonna break down, and then we are going to make some decent money on it, right? So for now we can check bad BTC. Oh my gosh, bad BTC just keeps on going down. So bad BTC is on their last turnaround. Like if it doesn't turn around here, it's gonna be really bad. Let me check. Sorry about that. Yep, bad BTC here as well. So on USDT contracts, I would go for here. That is gonna be sort of the last area for where you can turn around on bad BTC. So right now, until it gives me a clear signal, no, I would not be trading. And look at that stop loss, man. Look at that stop loss. And even that stop loss is not ideal. Right, so no, if they're not gonna give me some sort of a reversal pattern or something, I wouldn't be trading these alts right now. Like there's no point in trading these alts. Like you can see they're breaking down hard, right? And yes, you are gonna risk missing the bottom of alts, but who cares, man? Right? Do you like? Just imagine yourself, do you want to keep on chasing the bottom, right? Because as you can see, it's not going to work out because clearly the Bitcoin dominance is prevailing. Bitcoin is going up. Everything else is in that spiral mode, right? So you don't know where the bottom is going to be. You just don't know, right? You can use the fancy indicators and everything, but I'm going to tell you, indicators don't show you the future. They just show you the present, and it's absolutely bullshit, right? Right, so yeah. Also, if the Trump wins or loses, yeah, that's what I was saying, you know. So if Trump wins, you know, I do think that if Trump wins, there won't be that much of a spiral because, okay, let's just say Trump is very pro for markets. So I do think Trump, if he wins, it would actually be bullish for markets. While Biden is much worse for markets, right? If Biden wins, I think markets will go in a little bit of a more downturn, right? I don't think Biden will take care of the markets as well as Trump did. So I know a lot of people give Trump so much shit, but to be honest, I don't really, because he did really a lot good for the markets. The markets were good. I mean, yes, he did do those tweet posts and everything that was unnecessary, and it kind of fucked up and, you know, made pump or dumps and all of that. But at the end of the day, he did good for the markets, right? I can't really blame him for that, right? And as you can see, we can see that shit right now happening, right? I mean, so maybe people are even scared to invest into alts right now just because maybe of the elections, right? But yes, I normally, even 4 years ago when Trump was, you know, when nobody expected Trump, I never traded election weeks. And even now today, I don't trade election weeks, right? Especially not on the regular markets. I just sit back and I take a week off, right? Why not, right? Because if you're ever gonna take time off from trading, this is the best time to take it off. Because I mean, for sure, like you may be looking back at here, see, oh my gosh, I missed so many opportunities and all of that shit, right? But no, right? You're mostly staying safe of the markets, right? And you just, you know, you just rethinking your strategy. And trust me, you don't want to be feeling unsafe on the markets because you're most likely gonna lose money if you do so, right? Or you're gonna do something stupid. So you said XLM. XLM again, so it never went above this so that we could take this straight, right? So again, right now, I guess we can again delete the whole drawing. I mean, if it doesn't hold this area, XLM, I wouldn't be buying it anymore. Like this is the last hold right here. If it's not gonna hold this, yes, then you shouldn't be buying it anymore because you don't know where the bottom is gonna set in. So I mean, this, when I'm seeing something like this and this testing, and this testing already, rejecting here and already testing back here, that's bearish to itself. So I'm really questioning if this is gonna hold to begin with, right? I don't even see this holding, but yeah, this is most likely gonna break down. We'll see. But and even go lower, so I wouldn't be buying this, not anymore at this point. I would again be waiting for something to happen, again closing above this and then going for a trade like I've shown before. On Coinbase, 90% sell Argo, 10% buy. To me the buy signal. Yeah, like, okay, I'm not saying you to sell or to buy, I'm just saying you don't. Well, yeah, okay, I do understand that everybody's gonna be yelling sells right now. That is logical, right? But then you're gonna ask yourself, what is a buy signal, right? I mean, are you gonna tell me you're gonna willingly just put all in? Oh, Satoshi came. You're gonna just willingly put all in on this alt right now and just wait for it until it recovers, and it probably will recover in the future, but you gotta ask yourself, are you okay at some point being down 40-30%? Because I personally am not, right? And I've never said, I mean, I'm not saying to sell Bitcoin. Bitcoin is definitely not in a sell zone unless it does something, right? But well, if we have to sell something, I would more say Ethereum at this case, right? But Bitcoin is definitely in buy area. I mean, definitely it's still shortable. Not gonna say buy area. It's shit. What am I saying? Definitely still in the bull zone, right? I mean, Bitcoin is very healthy, right? Zoom it out on daily, very bullish, nothing else. So I would never in my life say to you to sell Bitcoin, right? Only you can do, like I said, if it starts breaking down from here, then you can take shorts still down here. But still, if I had to short something, it would be Ethereum before Bitcoin at this point, due to the fact that Bitcoin dominance is working as it is. And again, if you say like, yeah, I mean, 90% people are going short, so 10% is your buy. I mean, that's your buy signal. Yes, by that logic, you could say buy is a good idea. But we still, by our analysis, we still see that Bitcoin can go up for like another 1 or 2 points on Bitcoin dominance. So even though you buy alts today, you might lose. Also, you don't know what's going to happen with markets, right? I mean, you don't know if Biden's going to win or Trump is going to win, except like if you got a crystal ball or something, right? So, I mean, at the end of the day, Vince, you're risking a lot by just setting a buy here, right? And just saying, you know, that's because 90% of people are shorting that you're going to buy right now. So to me, that's a high risk that I would not be taking. And trust me, maybe it works out now, but, you know, playing markets like you just said, it's not going to work out long term, man. It's like, if it was that easy, everybody would be doing it. Just imagine yourself. Like, isn't that the easiest way to just check and see, oh, everybody's buying, it's time to sell. Oh, everybody's selling, it's time to buy. Obviously, it doesn't work like that because many people would then be rich, right, Arnaud?
Yep. It's way too simple.
Yeah.
Oh, we are Satoshi Nakamoto. Yeah, I couldn't make it.
That's Satoshi finally came. So what is it? If you're bullish, wouldn't it be prudent to sell 1x during corrections? Like, yeah, I was just saying that it's better to short Ethereum at this point than Bitcoin, right? I mean, Bitcoins, we already sold some on this rejection of 14k, right? But I'm saying like Bitcoin is way less shortable than Ethereum right now. It's way less shortable, right? I mean, it's still pretty bullish. So yeah, right now, Bitcoin, as it's looking like, right? Unless it breaks down from here right now, Jesus. Unless it breaks down from here right now, right? Under this, Bitcoin has still very good chances of breaking 14k and going higher, you know? We don't have a crystal ball right here. We can't tell the future, but that is a very good chances of Bitcoin for doing that still today, right? I mean, today, this month, right? So, if anybody tells you less, I mean, none the wiser, right? I mean, obviously, if you look at Twitter, people are going to say, oh, yeah, guys, I mean, it's been going on for so long. It's time for pullback. I mean, that doesn't make any sense, right? I mean, look how long Bitcoin went up here. Look, right? Look at this shit. No pullbacks, right? I mean, very little pullbacks in between. And that was like what? From 5k to 20k, you almost went straight line up, right? And this is what I'm telling you, right? So this can happen very well here again. You can very well here go now to 17k. Why not? Who says that's not possible, right? But as I'm saying, if it doesn't do anything bearish or sideways action or anything, I'm not going to short it because I don't see the worth of it. And yes, you can short it on every small, you know, example, or should I say any small sideways, because yes, reward is big. But if you're gonna be knife catching it before it shows you any bearishness, what's gonna happen is you're gonna take a level, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna take the next level, you're gonna get wrecked. You're gonna take the third level, you're gonna get wrecked. And then you're gonna say, oh fuck it, I'm not gonna short it anymore. And then the fourth level is gonna work out and it's gonna go all the way down and you're gonna miss it in short, right? And my method is much better because I say, okay, so it has to break this level for me to take short. It didn't, right? And I just go scale up. And then once it finally did, yes, I don't get the top. Obviously, I don't get the tops, but I get it somewhere around here. And it's still plenty of space left before the final TP. And my stop loss is usually smaller than everybody else's, you know, so I also make some money there, more money. So, you know, knife catches are not something that I really say that's okay. Like, knife catches are only good in certain conditions when you know that if the area is going to be hit, there's going to be a really good reaction. But if you don't have a kind area like this, like we are right now in the kind, this is the sort of area that we don't have this, there's no need for knife catch. you can just wait for Bitcoin to lose any of these high time frame levels, and if it loses it, boom boom, you short it. Much smaller stop loss is what you're gonna use up here, because if you short in Bitcoin right now, your stop loss is gonna be almost $400. Here it's probably be like 150, maybe $200, and then it's gonna break down all the way to the bottom. All the way to the bottom level, right? And you're probably gonna take even more money out if you're gonna use your stop loss effectively, right? And this way you're gonna be risking a lot less, because this situation of the move is already gonna be confirmed once you do it. Obviously, the strategy is not 100%, because that would be then, that would be impossible. I mean, it would be like get rich quick kind of scheme, but it's not, right? But it's much safer to what you guys are doing right now. And what you guys are doing right now is, I see you, right? You go out, you slap those indicators on like MS and MACDs and, and all of that merry shit. And then you most likely, the most wrong shit that I see people doing, like, let's just talk about RSI, right? They go on and they slap on RSI, right? Oops, that's not even the right, which is the right RSI? This one or not? What the fuck is this fancy shit? Like, oh, relative. Okay, that's the RSI I was looking at. So I'm like, what the fuck is this fancy shit, right? Okay, so yeah. So people slap on RSI and they're like, okay, oversold, overbought, right? The most common mistake, what I see, is people keeping this shit on 14, right? And if you go into settings, 14 length, right? Basically, 14 is the default. If something is default, there's going to be like 90% of people are going to use 14 on this setting. So already by using 14, you're already following everybody else. So it's not going to be as effective as using any other setting. Use 13. 13 is a lot more effective. Or use, 55 for what it matters. It's a lot more effective. Just don't use the default settings. Also, when you first log into TradingView, the first time frame you're going to see, the TradingView will always throw you first on 1 hour. So what's the time frame the most people are going to use for trading? It's going to be 1 hour, right? It's not going to be 4 hours. It's not going to be 15 minutes. It's going to be 1 hour, right? So if your main time frame for trading is 1 hour, you're already probably behind those people, right? Because so many people are using it that you're kind of going with the sheep herd, as I would say, right? So if you're going to use indicators to begin with, don't do default settings, right? Because that's about the worst thing you can do. Don't use default time frames. And also the third thing is, what people do is they slap in some indicators and then they just, okay, I think this is oversold, so now the price is going to go down. This is overbought, so I think the price is going to go up. Again, bullshit, right? If you're going to trade indicators, you need a sort of a personal algorithm, right? So say like if value is here, right, the price is going to go up, right? So you ask yourself, is value here? Did the price go up? Blah, 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 all those things before you take the trade, right? There has to be a sequence of things you have to do before taking a trade. So that's if you're trading indicators. If you're trading price action, well, that's a whole different story. So I learned a long time ago that indicators don't show you the future. Indicators just draw the data from the past and they show you the present. And and people just for some reason think they will show you what's going to happen in the future. No, right?
They even show you the past, because you have to wait until the candle close, to get the indicator value. So it's always the past, not even the present.
Okay, so yeah, at the end of the day, not even the present. So all you do is watching the past, right? And yes, by some logic, people will say what happens in the past is going to happen in the future, right? And yes, I mean, probably everything that has happened in the markets already is probably going to be exact copy of what's going to happen in the future, right? But
Yep.
are the patterns going to be a copy? Now, that's a question, right? I mean, how do you know which pattern is going to play out the way it did in the past, right? Because it usually is almost never the same. From my experience, the patterns that played in the past are played in the future. And if you look at by the eye, you see it's similar, but it's not the same, right? But what you do with price action, you learn that some patterns in the past, and then you look them in the future, and you see, and you kind of understand that these two patterns are the same pattern, even though they play differently, right? For example, if something plays like this in the past, and then in the future it plays like this, right? Like to a normal person, these are very two different things, right? But for a price action person, this is exactly the same thing, right? So this is what you need to learn if you want to learn yourself price action. This is why price action takes a lot more time to learn. and it's a lot less, favorable by the people, because obviously it takes way more effort. But at the end of the day, if you put time into it, it's way more effective than all the other crap you see out there, right? Especially I'm talking about YouTube and Twitter, and oh my gosh, there's so much shit on. There's so much fake info on there, so much stuff that goes around it that just doesn't work, right? And Ichimoku clouds and RSI and all of that, right? I mean, if you're not gonna have defined rules for that, for that exact indicator, you're probably not gonna be winning with it. You need a set defined rules. You need to have parameters.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah, you need to have parameters to what needs to happen with a set of rules, and then you probably can win with indicators. But anything less than that, it's not gonna work out.
And of course, a back test also.
And a back test,
it's not that you see 2 or 3 good trade with an indicator on the screen that it's good. So you have to back test that, and to back test that with a huge set of data.
Yeah.
Before testing anything.
Also, now that you mentioned backtest, right? That's also one good thing. Like, you've probably seen people backtest indicators with like a full chart, right? Right.
Yeah.
The problem is, if you backtest the indicators with a full chart, the indicators know what's gonna happen in the future because they have the chart, right?
Yeah.
So
you have to split that, and let's say 1/3 of the chart of the data, to train your algorithm, and then you actually test that on the data that the algo didn't see before, and that if you're good, if it's good, then it's good.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it will be over. How to say that?
Like,
it won't work with real data.
Yeah, the thing is, what I've seen sometimes on Telegram, I just see somebody doing a backtest, and I see thousands of R's, thousands of R's. And that's already bullshit, because most of it, they just use a standard chart, and computer or indicators knew what's going to happen in the future, so they will act accordingly. Well, if you put the same, the same algorithm on an empty chart, and then the chart would have to play out as it goes, he would not be winning a lot. Probably would even end up losing, right? What's your opinion about Elliott waves and corrections? Elliott waves, I'm gonna tell you, Elliott waves is probably the biggest meme of trading world. I'm not gonna lie to you, man. The biggest meme of trading world. I don't think there's anything worse out there than Elliott waves. I mean, how many people went down that rabbit hole with Elliott waves? And like every Elliott wave trader I talk to myself, he goes through the same periods, right? He goes through a period when he's learning and he's doing all this shit, how, right? It goes A, B, blah, 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 right? And then, he hits a trade, maybe 2 trades, but then most of them are missed, and he's like, oh shit, okay, I hit 1 trade or 2 trades. It's like, okay, this is good, right? But then he lost everything else, right? It's like horoscope, right? Sometimes it's correct, and the one time it's correct, you forget all the bad times, right? And then streak of luck comes in, and he does something like this, right? And the price goes exactly like this, right? And he's like, oh shit, oh my god, right now I'm gonna be making massive money with this shit. And then at the end of the day, when luck ends, right, he's just missing left, right? He's not getting anywhere, right? And that's how every Elliott trader goes in through the same cycle, Most of them, they start out okay, then they hit that streak of luck and everything is playing out, they think they're gods, and then they just crash and burn and waste their account, right? And yes, it is actually possible to be profitable with Elliott waves, but it's one of those things where you have to study 10 to 20 years to be profitable. I'm not even joking. Like, you will see some records of everything. Like the only profitable Elliott wave traders that are proven to be profitable are like super old, and they've traded Elliott waves for more than 10, 20 years before they actually got to somewhere with them. It is very complex way of trading. It seems simple, but it's so complex that you really have to be, because what you're actually doing with Elliott waves, you are like, you're trying to predict the future by, from the past, and you're just trying to predict how the whole structure is going to form out, right? So in price action, if you lose this level, you're most likely going to short it, right? But when it comes to Elliott waves, he knows already in advance what after this short, right here, what's gonna happen next and what you're gonna do next, right? And for that, you gotta be a fucking genius to draw that shit out. And there are people out there who know that, but 99%, or I'm gonna say 99.5% or 99.9% are bullshitters. That's for sure, right? What about hash ribbons? Okay, never traded hash ribbons, so I have no idea about that one, man. Like, I don't even... What the hell is a hash ribbon, right? Like, never... Okay, hash ribbons. What the shit is that? That's, to me, that looks like a Heike chart. Oh, sorry, here it is. Or is this like a Renko chart? It does look like a Renko candle chart. Okay, I'm not sure, man. Okay, I've never heard of this indicator until you just told me now, so I will not be smart about this one. But still, again, you know, it doesn't show you the future, man. It just shows you the past. It's the same thing, man. Every indicator is the same thing when it comes to this, right? Oh yeah, okay, heat maps. Okay, yeah. Okay, the heat maps. Okay, I'm gonna say the heat maps can be effective. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, the heat maps, but again, it's how you use them, right? So, like I know people that go on heat maps and then they say, "Oh yeah, there's a big orders on 20k," right? I mean, to me, it doesn't take a genius to know that there's a lot of orders out there to 20k, right? Like I've trained myself to kind of know where the liquidity areas are without the heat maps, right? But the biggest issue I have is sometimes that they can fool you a lot of times with these heat maps. They say like, oh my gosh, on 16k there's a loads of cells, right? And then you set up your cell, and then as the price comes up here, the cells are gone, right? They fake you out, and then the price just goes on, right? So when it comes to heat maps, they can fool you a lot. So I mean, they're definitely usable if you're trying to find out where liquidity areas are. They definitely can be effective, but it all comes down how you use them, right? If you're gonna use them like a noob, they're gonna work against you, right? But it's definitely better than most of the indicators out there. Definitely, I would put them probably top 3 indicator if I had to talk about it. Like top 1 for me is probably volume in crypto. In standard market, volume is nowhere necessary. Like you can only wipe your ass with volume in forex, right? But let's just say for crypto, volume is definitely number 1. Volume tells you so much in crypto. People just don't take enough emphasis at it when they're looking at volume. Volume tells you a lot. And then I guess heat maps would be like top 3. You could place them. And again, heat maps, you know, for forex, to me, if you'll ask me for forex, unless you're gonna be trading like a super small time frames, I do think for forex they would be useless as well. I mean, because like there's trillions and trillions dollars flowing around the forex, right? So every order is big enough. I mean, you know, every spot on every level, there probably wouldn't be knife catching unless you're trying to go for like, I don't know, euro is gonna go for $1.30, and then you need a heat map to tell you there's a lot of orders up there, because there probably are, right? So yeah, so I guess heat maps could you know, help you even more in could actually help you more than volume does in regular markets. So I guess we could tag them as being pretty good, right? So okay guys, do you have still any more questions about, you know, any alts or anything else? If not, then we will slowly be wrapping this one down. I mean, we have analyzed Bitcoin, Ethereum, right? Bitcoin dominance chart, we can look at it again. It's going for our second area. It's not looking good. We wished for that second area not to happen, but it is happening, looks like. So yeah, alts could still suffer a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, oh yeah, I did a video about Keeper. Again, another one on this Chartex Pro. I mean, it's a good site if you're doing the Uniswap coins. And you know, Keeper right now, as you can see, right, as I was saying, right, in the video, the volume is going down. Right, the volume is going down and the price is calming down as well and going sideways. So, and you can already see how much it went up, right? So it's like 360x or something like that, right? So most likely what you're gonna do is now gonna test the deeper levels of something between here, right? For some reason, okay, something between here, right? And I can't really put a hand on it because, you know, there's not much to work here. especially even on smaller time frames. But it's probably gonna test something between here, right? So that is. Can we do one last for the road? SP, yes, sure it can do, bro. SP USD. Wait, are we talking? Oh yeah, are we talking SP 500? Or are we talking SPX USDT? Oh wait, no, that one is SXP. Okay, so one for the road. Okay, the issue that's so the level 330 that you said worked out nicely, right? I'm not sure if you said that or who said that. Yes, and yeah, definitely, as I said, right? If it's gonna hold this area, it's gonna be nice, or else it's gonna be turning a little bit down. But there seems to be what I've seen. Yes, you did it, Satoshi. You did really good, man. So where there seems to be a little bit of a mistake, and I've seen that going around in channels saying that if it goes under this, it's already bearish, right? So also you gotta think about this stuff, like, right, when you go on weekly, look at it, right? It's gonna take much more for SPX to become bearish, right? Because essentially speaking, if that would mean for going under here is bearish, then you would already be bearish going under here, right? We can both agree on this, right? And so you can't look at it small time frames like this when you're going for such a trend, because essentially speaking, if you lose this, then you're bearish. This is the point on larger time frames. If you lose this, then you're absolutely bearish. And you can see this is far away. This is like $2,000, right? So yeah, if you lost this is absolutely bearish. But obviously, if we go on a lower time frames, we do these assumptions a little bit sooner, right? And we start shorting absolutely for. But yes, the spot you called was definitely very good, because it is, like you said. I mean, you probably analyzed it. It is an important area, and if you're gonna lose the important area, you definitely would have shorted it on smaller time frames, or if you held it, you would go up, right? It's not a no-brainer buy, but it's a really good area for you to long if you're gonna long anything, right? Do you guys talk about fundamentals of alts or Uniswap tokens, or no? I mean, we mostly talk only TA. I mean, we do check fundamentals if they're really big. I mean, I know what you're trying to say right now, that Keeper is done by Andre Coronia. I mean, I'm aware of his work already, right? I mean, I've checked out his work, and I've seen he's an NFT specialist. I mean, not only that, he's specialist in many places. But you also have to understand, that project that goes 360x in a day or 2 days is gonna have some repercussions. Doesn't matter how good the FA behind it is, right? There's gonna be repercussions in the future, right? And this is how price naturally just runs. It is how it is, right? So yeah, Satoshi, nice call on this one. Definitely still holdable. The first profit targets, let's just see the first profit targets. And as you can now guess that the first profit targets right now, you are basically on it. And not only because of that, this is the first profit target, because this is now again a main area. And if this now gets to be blown, you're gonna be long in here again, Satoshi. So that's your re-long spot. But definitely you should take some profit targets right now. And not just only because of that, it's also election week, right? So shit can happen. You can be swinging around this area quite soon, maybe in a day or two, if shit goes bad today, right? So yeah, so be careful about that, man. So okay, I guess this will be it for this week, Arnaud.
Yep.
We will be seeing each other again on 10th of November, same time.
Yeah.
We will be doing the YouTube videos, right? I mean, continue our work on alts, even though the alts are not the sharpest right now. I mean, the content has to continue, right? So yeah, I guess
it's true.
Yep. See you next week, boys.
Take care of you guys. As usual.
Bye.